Happening now, Kimberly A. Ecklund secured victory in other Jamestown election results. And the city of Olean looking for volunteers to shovel sidewalks. Plus, election protection hotline to ensure election security.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us on Western New York News Now. I'm Lee Kane Jr. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, in an incident that unfolded on November 6th at approximately 11:53 a.m., law enforcement officers observed a male fleeing from a residence on Moon Road in the town of Stockton. Concerned about a series of recent burglaries in the area, the deputies promptly intervened and identified the individual as Ronaldo Miranda, age 44, from Dunkirk. A subsequent investigation revealed that a nearby residence had been forcibly entered and property had been stolen. As a result, Miranda was taken into custody and now faces multiple charges, including burglary in the third degree, criminal mischief, and possession of stolen property. While in other news, Isaiah Pearson, 29, from Jamestown, was sentenced to 3 to 6 years in state prison for pleading guilty to robbery in the third degree, a Class D felony, in connection with the robbery incident that occurred on February 26, 2023. During the incident, Pearson threatened the victim with a knife and absconded with their belongings. In addition to the robbery charge, Pearson received a separate 2 to 4 year sentence for his conviction of attempted assault in the second degree. This conviction stemmed from an incident in which he caused injury to a corrections officer while being held at the Chautauqua County Jail, immediately following his arrest on February 26th. Notably, these sentences will run concurrently. While in other news, on November 6, 2023, at approximately 1:08 a.m., officers from the Jamestown Police Department Violent Crime Unit initiated a traffic stop on a vehicle for an alleged traffic violation at the intersection of North Main Street and East 4th Street. Upon approaching the vehicle, officers engaged with the driver and the passenger, who was later identified as Megan R. Dorman. Subsequent investigation alleges that Megan was in possession of 4 benzodiazepine pills. Without any resistance, Megan was taken into custody and transported to the Jamestown City Jail. The driver of the vehicle was released after being issued traffic citations. Megan R. Dorman was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 7th degree. Following processing at the Jamestown City Jail, she was released with an appearance ticket. She is scheduled to appear in Jamestown City Court at a later date. Well, in other news, in a recent legal development, Sean Conway, 45, from Westfield, has been handed a 6-year state prison sentence accompanied by 2 years of post-release supervision. Judge David Foley delivered this judgment in response to Conway's admission of guilt for criminal possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, categorized as a Class B felony. This plea was entered on August 28, 2023. The legal proceedings against Conway began on October 1, 2021, when the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant in the town of Mena. This operation led to Conway's arrest on several drug-related charges. It's noteworthy that Mr. Conway was already serving a sentence of 10 to 15 years in state prison, a penalty incurred in April 2023 for a previous drug-related conviction. Importantly, this newly imposed 6-year sentence will run concurrently with the prior conviction. As WNY News Now continues, Kimberly A. Ecklund secured victory in other Jamestown election results. And later, Russell E. Diethrick Jr. honored with 2023 Exemplary Volunteer Service Award. Stay with us as WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights.
Vests.
Please, give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over. When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
this danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please.
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
Move over.
You are loved. You are valued. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org. WNY.org/caregiving.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Yesterday was Election Day, which saw major wins for Republicans in the city of Jamestown. Here's a breakdown of the results. In the race for the position of city mayor, voters had two candidates to choose from. Edward A. Sundquist received 2,204 votes. He ran as a Democratic candidate with the additional support of the Working Families Party, totaling 2,040 Democratic votes and 164 Working Families votes. Kimberly A. Ecklund secured victory with 2,413 votes. She was the Republican candidate backed by the Conservative Party with 2,002 Republican votes and 411 Conservative votes. There were 11 write-in votes. For the position of city judge, the voters had one candidate, John I. Lamancuso, won convincingly with 3,836 votes. Lamancuso was the Democratic candidate and also enjoyed the support of the Conservative Party, receiving 2,469 Democratic votes and 1,367 Conservative votes. There were 14 write-in votes. Voters could select up to 3 candidates for the City Council at-large position. The results are as follows. Isaiah Rashad II received 1,670 votes. He ran as a Democratic candidate with an additional 136 Working Families votes, totaling 1,534 votes. Alyssa A. Porter secured 2,008 votes. She was a Democratic candidate and received 1,808 Democratic votes, along with 200 Working Families votes. Randall E. DeVersa garnered 2,531 votes. He ran as a Republican candidate with an additional 495 Conservative votes, totaling 2,036 Republican votes. Jeffrey R. Russell received 2,554 votes. Russell was a Republican candidate with 2,041 Republican votes and 513 Conservative votes. Russell Bonfiglio emerged victorious with 2,675 votes. He ran as a Republican candidate with an additional 563 Conservative votes, totaling 2,112 Republican votes. There were 32 write-in votes. For Jamestown Ward 1, Travis L. Knight secured 324 votes. Knight was a Democratic candidate with 286 Democratic votes and 38 Working Families votes. Brent P. Sheldon won with 393 votes. Sheldon was the Republican candidate with 324 Republican votes and 69 Conservative votes. There was one write-in vote. For Jamestown Ward 2, Anthony J. Dulce emerged victorious with 576 votes. Dulce was the Republican candidate and received 464 Republican votes along with 112 Conservative votes. There were 8 write-in votes. For Jamestown Ward 3, Regina L. Brackman secured 213 votes. Brackman was the Democratic candidate with 201 Democratic votes and 12 Working Families votes. Robert E. Reedy II received 173 votes. Reedy was a Republican candidate with 130 Republican votes and 43 Conservative votes. There were no write-in votes in this ward. For Jamestown Ward 4, Marie T. Karuba received 526 votes. Karuba was the Democratic candidate with 478 Democratic votes and 48 Working Families votes. Joseph P. Paternity emerged victorious with 560 votes. Paternity was the Republican candidate with 458 Republican votes and 102 Conservative votes. There were 2 write-in votes. For Jamestown Ward 5, Casey L. Colburn secured 349 votes. Colburn was the Democratic candidate with 326 Democratic votes and 23 Working Families votes. William R. Reynolds III won with 435 votes. Reynolds was a Republican candidate with 356 Republican votes and 79 Conservative votes. There were no write-in votes in this ward. And for Jamestown Ward 6, Vanessa L. Weinert received 356 votes. Weinert was the Democratic candidate with 320 Democratic votes and 36 Working Families votes. Andrew G. Faulkner emerged victorious with 432 votes. Faulkner was the Republican candidate with 358 Republican votes and 74 Conservative votes. There were no write-in votes in this ward. Well, in other news, on the occasion of Older New Yorkers Day 2023, the New York State Office for the Aging paid tribute to a dedicated and passionate volunteer, Russell E. Diethrick Jr., who hails from Chautauqua County. Mr. Diethrick, the sole recipient of Governor Hochul's 2023 Exemplary Volunteer Service Award, has devoted more than 6 decades of his life to the service of his community, earning the respect and admiration of all those he has touched. Russell's Jr. As an exemplary volunteer began decades ago, and since then he has tirelessly dedicated his time and effort to over 40 different organizations. His exceptional commitment to community service has left an indelible mark, and his recognition by Governor Hochul is a well-deserved honor. Mr. Diethrick's remarkable journey can be traced back to his early dreams of playing shortstop in the world of baseball. However, fate took a different turn when his manager informed him that his left-handedness would not allow him to take up that position. Undeterred by the setback, Russell decided to embrace pitching, utilizing his southpaw abilities to his advantage. This decision laid the foundation for a lifetime of service and dedication to his community. Notably, Jamestown boasts a professional stadium located on Faulkner Street, providing a fitting backdrop for Russell's journey as an active and engaged member of his community. As a veteran of the U.S. Army Reserves, he has received numerous awards for his professional work and volunteer contributions, which span a wide array of organizations. Among the many organizations he has generously supported are the county's Council on Alcoholism, the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, the American Cancer Society, Jamestown Parks, Recreation and Conservation Commission, the March of Dimes, United Way, Boys and Girls Club, and countless others. Russell's tireless efforts have made a significant impact on the lives of countless individuals and have contributed to the betterment of his community. In addition to his remarkable volunteer service, Russell E. Diethrick Jr. is also a devoted family man. He and his wife have been happily married for 35 years, providing unwavering support to one another in their shared journey through life. In honoring Russell Diethrick with the 2023 Exemplary Volunteer Service Award, Governor Hochul recognizes not only his outstanding service, but also his enduring dedication to making the world a better place for all New Yorkers. This award stands as a testament to the incredible impact that one individual can have on a community when driven by a genuine desire to serve and make a positive difference. On this special day celebrating older New Yorkers and their contributions, we congratulate Russell E. Diethrick Jr. for his extraordinary achievements, and we are inspired by his selfless commitment to improving the lives of those around him. While in other news, New York will pay tribute to veterans and fishing enthusiasts on Saturday, November 11th, as it hosts the 6th and final Free Fishing Day of 2023. This event, established to promote the love of fishing and the state's natural beauty, offers a unique opportunity for people of all skill levels to enjoy a day of angling without the need for a freshwater fishing license. Fishing is regarded as one of the most therapeutic outdoor activities, making it a perfect pastime for veterans, those currently serving in the military, and all New Yorkers looking to get outside and enjoy nature, stated Governor Hochul. The Empire State is home to some of the best freshwater fishing opportunities in the world, and on Free Fishing Day, we waive the fees for anglers of all skill levels and abilities to explore our abundant lakes, rivers, and ponds. The Free Fishing Days program in New York was initiated in 1991 with the aim of introducing individuals to the sport of fishing at no cost and encouraging them to explore a new hobby. During these designated days, both residents and non-residents are allowed to fish in fresh water without the need for a fishing license. It's important to note that while no license is required on Free Fishing Days, all other freshwater fishing regulations remain in effect. New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Commissioner Basil Sagos expresses appreciation for the opportunity provided to veterans and active military personnel. DEC and our partners are honored to extend this opportunity for New York's veterans and active military personnel to enjoy the outdoors with friends and family on Free Fishing Day this Saturday, November 11th, Sagos said. I deeply appreciate all of those who have defended our nation's democracy and freedoms, and Free Fishing Day is a perfect time to cast a line and enjoy the stellar fishing opportunities New York State has to offer. Beyond Free Fishing Days, New York offers additional opportunities for veterans and active duty military members to fish for free or at a reduced cost. Eligible active duty military members and resident veterans with a service-related disability of 40% or more can obtain free or reduced fee fishing licenses. This past weekend, the Department of Environmental Conservation hosted its 16th annual Veteran Fly Fishing event, an innovative therapeutic outdoor recreation opportunity for veterans. During this event, veterans were given the chance to catch and release steelhead on a private section of the Salmon River, thanks to a partnership between the DEC, Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing, PHWFF, and Compeer Corps of Rochester. PHWFF is a national not-for-profit organization dedicated to the physical and emotional rehabilitation of disabled veterans and active military service personnel through fly fishing and education about fly tying and rod building. Compeer Corps focuses on providing healing friendship to community members living with mental health challenges while also working to reduce the stigma around mental health conditions. For photos from this year's event, you can visit this link, and video coverage from the 2022 event is available on DEC's YouTube page here. To find a suitable fishing spot on Veterans Day, you can explore popular locations statewide on DEC's Places to Fish site or use the DEC Info Locator interactive map. Additionally, the Hunt Fish NY mobile app provides the latest tackle box feature, which lists fishing spots, parking information, boat launches, and more. As for the fishing prospects, late fall and early winter offer excellent opportunities in New York. The state's Great Lake tributaries are teeming with Pacific salmon, steelhead, and brown trout. Across the state, there's a catch and release fishing season for trout in inland streams, and tiger muskellunge and muskellunge fishing can also be particularly rewarding during the season. It's worth noting that the muskellunge season closes on November 30th for inland waters and December 15th for Great Lakes waters. If you plan to fish in western or central New York, be sure to check out the weekly fishing hotline reports for the latest information on what's biting. Well, coming up next, the city of Olean is looking for volunteers to shovel sidewalks. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
Noah.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. The next National Weather Service in Buffalo storm spotter training for the fall-winter season will come up next Thursday, November 16th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. This will be an in-person training session. It is free to attend. You just need to register online. The session will take place at the Springville Senior Center in Springville, New York, which is in Erie County. Again, anyone can attend and become a trained storm spotter. You just need to register online, and you can register online at www.weather.gov/Buffalo/Skywarn. The winter sessions cover winter weather, and the National Weather Service could always use more storm spotters. Changing topics to the forecast, where we have some more rain in the forecast overnight tonight and into the early half of tomorrow. Rainfall totals won't be overly oppressive, but we could see about a tenth of an inch to maybe a quarter of an inch of rain across the region, with the higher totals found across the Niagara frontier. Almanac for today made it to a high of 56 degrees. Yesterday in the city of Jamestown, our low was 38. The records for today, 73, set back only a couple years ago in the year 2020. The record low is 16, set back in 1960. So let's time out future scan overnight tonight and into the day tomorrow. Rain showers will increase through the evening tonight as the next system moves across the region. It might even start off as a little bit of a wintry mix in the even hours, as temperatures will be a little bit chillier. Then those overnight lows will climb throughout the night, turning any wintry mix over to mainly rain, and might even hear a couple rumbles of thunder as well. Tomorrow we start off with some rain showers early in the morning as a cold front moves through the region, but the rain will end from west to east through the afternoon, and we might even get a little bit of partial clearing later tomorrow afternoon as that cold front moves out of the area and drier air builds in the region. Tomorrow night into Friday, we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies overnight, and then Friday is looking like a mainly dry day with partly to mostly cloudy skies as well. So here's your forecast for tonight. Rain with some thunder possible. Overnight lows will be in the mid 40s in the evening hours, and we're warming up overnight into the mid 50s. It'll also be a breezy night with south winds 15 to 20 miles per hour with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Your forecast for your Thursday tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies early on in the day. Rain will end from west to east. The highs for tomorrow will occur early on in the day in the low to mid 50s, and then a cold front sweeps through, and we're dropping down to the 40s through the rest of the afternoon with a west wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour. The rest of that 7-day outlook from Ultimate Solutions, Friday through the weekend will be mainly dry. Cannot rule out maybe a couple isolated lake effect rain or snow showers Friday into Saturday, and then the back half of the weekend for Sunday and early next week is looking mainly dry with partly sunny skies. Temperatures will generally be in the low to mid 40s throughout the weekend, and then we're going to climb up into the low to mid 50s by the middle of next week before we bring in another chance for rain by Wednesday of next week.
Andrew, thank you. Well, the City of Olean would like to appeal to residents and service organizations to help those in our neighborhoods who have trouble removing snow from their sidewalks. In previous years, the city compiled a list of volunteers willing to help residents who are homebound or living on a fixed income with shoveling and ice removal. Unfortunately, it has been very difficult to get volunteers. Winter weather is imminent, and there will be residents throughout the city who will need help with snow and ice removal, said William J. Iao, mayor of the City of Olean. I ask neighbors to please help those who are unable to remove the snow, as we currently have no volunteers on our list. In the past, students from our local schools and churches volunteered to meet service requirements, and others have added their name to the list to help those in need. I would like to continue matching volunteers to those who need help, and would ask anyone who wishes to volunteer to call my office at 716-376-5165. Olean is a great place to live because it is a caring community, and fortunately many neighbors take care of those who cannot meet the shoveling requirements without calling my office. I thank those people for their dedication and compassion, Mayor Iao said. Well, coming up next, the Election Protection Hotline to ensure election security.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
If you want to speak truth to the masses, make it funny for the classes.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
New York Attorney General Letitia James reminded New Yorkers that the Office of the Attorney General, the OAG, will operate its Election Protection Hotline on Election Day Tuesday, November 7th, and through today, Wednesday, November 8th, to help all New Yorkers who need assistance casting their ballots. The hotline will help voters with a range of issues, including issues with casting an absentee ballot by the November 7th deadline and voting in person. The OAG's guide addressing frequently asked voting questions is also currently available online to assist New Yorkers with absentee voting, finding their correct polling place, preparing to vote in person, and more. My office will always defend the fundamental right to vote free from fear, intimidation, or interference, said Attorney General James. As New Yorkers head to the polls to cast their ballots, our Election Protection Hotline will help voters address any challenges they face and provide the necessary assistance to ensure their voices are heard. New Yorkers are protected from voter intimidation, deception, and obstruction under state and federal law. Attorney General James urges voters experiencing problems voting to call OAG's hotline at 866-390-2992 or submit a complaint online to request election-related assistance. The telephone hotline will be open between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. on Election Day. The hotline will also be available today on Wednesday, November 8th between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. to help voters who need assistance following Election Day. Written requests for election-related assistance may be submitted at any time through an online form. Hotline calls and written requests for election-related assistance are processed by OAG attorneys and staff. The OAG has operated its election protection hotline since November 2012. During previous elections, the OAG fielded hundreds and sometimes thousands of complaints from voters across the state and worked with local election officials and others to address issues. The OAG has also taken legal action to protect against voter registration purges and to ensure that voters have adequate and equitable access to vote early as required by law. All registered voters have the right to accessible elections. On election day, polls are required to be open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., and if voters are in line before closing, they must be allowed to vote. In addition, all registered voters have the right to vote free from coercion or intimidation, whether by election officials or by any other person. The OAG will receive and respond to election complaints relating to any of the statutes that OAG enforces, including the newly operative New York Voting Rights Act. Well, that's going to be it for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. You can download it today for free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We're also on Channel 716 on Roku and at Channel716.com. Thank you for watching.